Welcome to News Beacon, your trusted source for breaking headlines, global insights, and sharp analysis from around the world. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Tonight, we examine a major shift in the Pacific, one that could reshape the region's security landscape for years to come. The United States, in partnership with the Philippines, is constructing what will become the largest American military base in the country since the end of the Cold War. This ambitious project is not just about expanding infrastructure, it's about redefining the U.S. presence in Southeast Asia at a time of growing uncertainty. This isn't just construction, it's a bold statement of alliance and a direct response to rising regional tensions, especially as China asserts its influence in the South China Sea. The symbolism of American and Philippine flags flying side by side sends a clear message. The two nations are strengthening their partnership in the face of shared challenges. The new base marks a dramatic deepening of U.S.-Philippine security ties, moving far beyond the small, rotational presence that has characterized recent decades. Now, American and Filipino troops will train, plan, and operate together on an unprecedented scale, forging bonds that go beyond mere diplomacy. Its sheer scale signals a long-term U.S. commitment to the Philippines and the broader Indo-Pacific region. The base is designed to support a wide range of operations from humanitarian missions to rapid military deployments, making it a strategic hub for both countries. The goal is clear: boost military cooperation, enable joint training, and project power when needed. By working side by side, both nations hope to deter aggression, respond quickly to crises, and ensure peace and stability in a region marked by uncertainty. For many Filipinos and regional allies, this development is a welcome sign of U.S. resolve against China's growing assertiveness. Supporters see the base as a guarantee of protection and a symbol of enduring friendship between the two countries. But not everyone is convinced. Critics warn that such a large U.S. presence could escalate tensions, making the Philippines a potential target in any future conflict. Some locals worry about the impact on their communities and the risks of being caught in the crossfire of great power competition. This move is about more than just military might, it's about strategy, history, and the future. The base draws new lines in the South China Sea, a region already fraught with disputes and rival claims, and raises questions about how power will be balanced in the years ahead. The decision to build this base is a calculated risk, betting that a stronger defense posture will bring stability rather than provoke conflict. Military leaders from both nations are working closely to ensure that the base enhances security while minimizing the chances of escalation. In this episode, we'll explore the base's strategic location, the long and complex history of the U.S.-Philippine alliance, the threats and opportunities behind this move, and what it all means for the region's delicate balance of power. The stakes have never been higher. Let's dive in. The new U.S. base is set to rise at Naval Base Camilo Osias, nestled in the coastal town of Santa Ana, Cagayan, on the far northeastern tip of Luzon. This location, once a quiet outpost, is now stepping into the global spotlight as a focal point of military strategy and international attention. Its location is no accident. Naval Base Camilo Osias directly faces the Luzon Strait, a vital maritime choke point. This narrow stretch of water is a strategic gateway connecting the South China Sea to the vast Pacific Ocean. Every year, thousands of commercial and military vessels pass through, making it one of the world's most important shipping lanes. Whoever controls this passage holds significant influence over regional trade and security. The planned expansion will transform what was once a modest facility into a sprawling state-of-the-art military complex. Upgraded runways will soon accommodate large transport and surveillance aircraft, while new deep-water piers will allow warships to dock and resupply. Advanced command centers, equipped with the latest technology, will coordinate operations and intelligence gathering. This transformation signals a major boost in operational capability for both the U.S. and Philippine militaries. Crucially, Cagayan is less than 250 miles from Taiwan, just a short flight for modern jets, making it a key asset in any potential regional crisis. Its proximity means that forces stationed here can respond rapidly to developments across the Taiwan Strait, a flashpoint in Asia's security landscape. The base could serve as a vital staging ground for rapid response operations, logistics support, and intelligence missions. Supplies, equipment, and personnel can be moved quickly in and out, ensuring readiness for any contingency. Joint exercises and training will also strengthen the partnership between U.S. and Philippine forces. Overlooking the Luzon Strait, The base is perfectly positioned to monitor and, if necessary, control naval traffic through this critical passage. Advanced radar and surveillance systems will keep a constant watch on movements in the area, providing early warning and situational awareness. Its strategic position also enables the rapid deployment of air and sea assets into the South China Sea. Fighter jets, surveillance planes, and naval vessels can be launched at a moment's notice, projecting power and presence across contested waters. This gives U.S. and Philippine forces a powerful foothold near disputed waters, reinforcing their commitment to regional security and the defense of international law. The base stands as a symbol of their enduring alliance. From here, they can patrol, support Philippine claims, and respond to incidents faster than ever before. The ability to launch rapid response missions is a game-changer for maintaining stability and deterring aggression. It's a forward position on the front lines of Asia's growing tensions. As the world's eyes turn to this remote corner of the Philippines, Naval Base Camilo Osaya stands ready, its significance growing with every passing day. The world is watching, and the stakes have never been higher. To understand today's alliance, look back over a century. The U.S. took control of the Philippines in 1898, later fighting side by side in World War II. Their 1951 Mutual Defense Treaty remains the bedrock of security in the region. During the Cold War, U.S. bases like Clark and Subic projected power across Asia. Nationalism led to their closure in the 1990s, but the alliance endured through joint exercises and counterterrorism. Political shifts have tested the partnership, but deep military and diplomatic ties proved resilient. Now, with a new Philippine administration, the alliance is stronger than ever. Shared history and values underpin this renewed partnership. When new threats arise, Manila turns to Washington as its most reliable security partner. The main driver behind the new base is China's aggressive push in the South China Sea. Beijing claims nearly the entire sea, overlapping with the zones of the Philippines and others. China has built and militarized artificial islands, shifting the military balance. Filipino fishermen face harassment, and Philippine ships have had tense standoffs with larger Chinese vessels. For Manila, this is a direct threat to sovereignty and livelihood. The U.S. is concerned about freedom of navigation and the credibility of its alliances. China's actions are seen as an effort to push the U.S. out and dominate Asia. The new base is a direct response to these challenges. The stakes for regional security have never been higher. The decision to act now is the result of converging interests and a rapidly changing security environment in the region. Both the United States and the Philippines recognize that the stakes have never been higher, and the urgency to respond has grown in recent years. For the Philippines, increasing Chinese pressure in the West Philippine Sea has escalated from a diplomatic challenge to what many now see as an existential threat to national sovereignty and regional stability. Chinese vessels routinely patrol disputed waters, and confrontations have become more frequent and intense. Years of diplomatic efforts and negotiations have failed to resolve the disputes. As a result, Manila now views a stronger defense posture, especially one backed by the United States, as not just beneficial, but essential for its security and future. For Washington, the so-called Indo-Pacific pivot is about more than just presence. It's about actively countering China's expanding influence and military reach throughout the region. Chinese advancements in missile technology have made traditional, centralized military bases increasingly vulnerable to attack, forcing the U.S. to rethink its entire regional strategy. The Pentagon's new approach is to disperse forces across a wider network of smaller, more agile sites, like this new base in the Philippines, making it harder for any adversary to target U.S. assets in a single strike. Political alignment in both countries has made this cooperation possible. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. has reaffirmed the U.S.-Philippine alliance, signaling a renewed commitment to mutual defense and shared interests. In Washington, there is rare bipartisan consensus on the need to counter China's assertiveness, with lawmakers from both parties supporting increased military cooperation with allies in the region. The rapid militarization of artificial islands and the use of so-called gray zone tactics by China have only accelerated these plans, making the need for a visible and credible deterrent even more urgent. Both nations now agree that a visible show of deterrence is necessary to prevent further deterioration of the situation and to reassure their populations and partners. This decisive action is a direct response to more than a decade of rising tensions, repeated standoffs, and growing public concern over Chinese activities in the region, the time for hesitation is over. Both the US and the Philippines are moving forward, determined to shape the future of the region together. The legal foundation is the Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement, or EDCA, signed in 2014. EDCA doesn't create permanent US bases. Instead, it allows US facilities within Philippine bases, respecting Philippine sovereignty. The US funds upgrades, runways, barracks, logistics, while gaining access for joint training and pre-positioning equipment. Recently, 4 new EDCA sites were added, including Camilo Osayas. For the Philippines, this means modernized infrastructure and enhanced military capability at no cost. For the US, it enables flexible, distributed operations without the baggage of permanent bases. EDCA is the engine driving this new era of defense cooperation. It's a win-win for both nations. The new base will reshape Asia's security landscape. It places US power closer to flashpoints like the South China Sea and Taiwan Strait, complicating Beijing's calculations. Integrated deterrence, combining military, diplomatic, and economic tools with allies, is now a reality. The base is a joint US-Philippine facility. Any attack could trigger the Mutual Defense Treaty. It will also host regional exercises with partners like Japan and Australia, building a network of security cooperation. This unified front upholds international law and freedom of navigation. But risks remain. China sees the base as provocative and may respond with its own buildup. The danger of escalation is real. Managing this dynamic will test diplomats in Washington and Beijing. The region's stability hangs in the balance. The new base sends a clear message. The US stands by its treaty obligations and will defend its ally. The goal is deterrence by denial, making it too costly for China to achieve its objectives. A base in northern Philippines complicates any Chinese move against Taiwan or the Luzon Strait. But military strength must be paired with diplomacy. US and Philippine officials stress the base isn't aimed at any one country and remain open to dialogue. The challenge is to set clear red lines while keeping communication open to avoid miscalculation. China has condemned the expansion, calling it a threat to regional peace. The future depends on how all sides manage this new reality. The US and Philippines must message their defensive intent. China must decide whether to test these new boundaries or seek stability. The new base marks a turning point for Indo-Pacific peace and stability. Supporters say it's essential for deterring aggression and preserving order. It reassures allies and encourages peaceful negotiation over force. If China heeds the deterrence message, a tense but stable equilibrium could emerge. Critics warn the base could fuel an arms race and make the Philippines a frontline target. The base is a double-edged sword, shield or magnet for conflict. Its impact depends on the wisdom and restraint of leaders in Washington, Manila, and Beijing. The strategic map of Asia has been redrawn. The hope, a more secure, peaceful future. But the line between deterrence and provocation remains razor-thin.